Yo, Eagles Nation, man. So somebody asked me, why do I believe we're going to beat Dallas, beat Baltimore, and beat the New Orleans Saints? See, y'all look at stuff like names. I look at things for what it really is. Yes, we're going to beat an 8-8 team twice. Yes, we're going to beat the Ravens because we have a great run-stopping defense, and that's what you have to do to beat the Ravens. Didn't Tennessee show y'all that? And yes, we're going to beat up on our old Drew Brees, who is not going to be playing in the Dome, who's going to be coming to December 13th in Philadelphia in the brisk conditions that we love to play in and he ain't used to. Drew Brees playing the Dome guaranteed every year 9 times. 8 home games, and that one game they get against Atlanta. Come on, bro. Start looking at things in a different context. Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. The season's underway. A lot of people are going to start chiming in on stuff, but, I looked at the roster, and it's something that I missed. That's why I love Chris Long so much. We are like brothers. Brother Long, pause. I rock with Chris Long. He pointed out something real crazy about the schedule. It's not a lot of traveling that's going to be done from the beginning of the season to like week 10. Home games, bus rides are way better than West Coast trips. The Philadelphia Eagles are set up to be refreshed, to get this new talent acclimated to what's going on. The schedule just looks better and better the more I think about it. You got to go to Indy. I'm sorry, not Indy. You got to go to Green Bay. Baltimore come to us, though. I think Seattle come to us. The Saints come to us. We Philadelphia Eagles fans. Don't let these guys get you guys tricked out of your position into thinking that the link is some cakewalk for some of these dudes. No, it's not. It's not. We're hard to play at the link, period. And these guys come to us. You know what I'm saying? We're set up beautifully, man. From the first 10 weeks, man, I don't know it off the back of my hand, but I know we got Baltimore sprinkled in there. I know we got our Giants game. We got the Redskins game. These games are driving distance, man. Driving distance in the first 10 weeks. Yeah, you got to go to San Fran. And I think Pittsburgh is in the first 10 weeks. That's driving distance from Philly, man. We Gucci. Ain't no time zone difference. Ain't none of that, man. When you're talking about a lot of these games in the first 10 weeks, I expect the Philadelphia Eagles in the first 10 weeks to have like 8 wins, man. I'm telling you, man. Our schedule do not look as hard as everybody wants it to make it seem like, man. We good. Oh, Aaron Rodgers and Lambeau, we took care of that with no receivers last year, and they got worse. They didn't add nothing in the first round. Their first round selection ain't touching the field. They got worse. Darius Slay, Devontae, okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm good with all of that. I'm good with it. Michael Thomas, Slay, I'm good with it. And people, this is what people want to say now. Eagles fans are acting like Darius Slay is the second coming of Deion Sanders. No, we acting like Darius Slay made the Pro Bowl 3 straight years. He brings that to the team. He brings that to the table. You know what I'm saying? I love the schedule and I love how it's looking. But I feel like it's 2 gaping holes on the roster right now that are irking me, and I feel like they have to be filled and have to be addressed if we want to truly fulfill this 12-4 destiny that I got. I got us going 12-4. If we want to fulfill this destiny of ours, we have to make a decision at left tackle. This is how I see left tackle, and the fact that Jason Peters is still out there turning down people wanting to come back. What will happen if Andre Dillard get hurt? What's the backup plan? What's the depth like at left tackle? Left tackle is the hardest position, one of the hardest positions on the line to play. That and center and right tackle, I believe. Every position is hard to play on the offensive line, if you ask me. But left tackle is critical. It's the quarterback's blind spot. Who is going to play left tackle if Andre Dillard gets hurt? Who? I think that they should bring Jason Peters back. I cannot stress this enough. He was productive. The numbers say it. One major knock that I have on Andre Dillard is this. Andre Dillard does not possess NFL strength yet at the position. When I seen him get thrown on his goddamn neck like Jazzy Jeff out of Uncle Phil house, I said that boy need to hit them weights. He need to hit them weights. You know what I'm saying? He don't give up a lot. You ain't gonna really be able to go around him because he's nimble. But if you bull rush him, you know what I'm saying? Listen, Chase Young scares me week 1. Scares me if he got to go up against Dillard. That's a scary matchup for me because I feel like Chase Young was strong at 7 years old. He's just a freak athlete. I know he's a rookie. He's a freak athlete, but he ain't gonna move no Jason Peters around like no child. He ain't. He not running down on no Hall of Fame left tackle like he's a boy. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta work cut out. We gotta see what gotta happen with that. You know what I mean? Left tackle scares me. The other gaping hole that's really alarming to me would definitely have to be a power back. Is Miles Sanders ready for an increased role? Is Miles Sanders ready to Is Miles Sanders ready for a workhorse role? The answer to me, honestly, I'm 50-50 on it. I don't want to use him in a workhorse role. I don't. Miles Sanders blocks really well, though. I don't want to put that type of wear and tear on a weapon that we use so much like Miles Sanders. I don't want to do that to Miles Sanders. I say you pair Miles Sanders with a power back. The better question is, can Corey Clement, can he assume a workhorse role? That makes more sense than to say if Miles Sanders is ready for a workhorse role, he might not be ready for a workhorse role. You know what I mean? He might not be. Miles Sanders is an every down back. I think he's an every down back, but we can't use him how we use Blunt. We can't use him with Blunt. He's not a raise. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. You never know what Miles Sanders is capable of, man. Miles Sanders could really surprise us and be an every down back. He probably got more power than we think. So, I'm just saying, I'm being real cautious with Miles because I think Miles is one of the biggest keys to our offense because he's like another wide receiver out there. Obviously, he led the team in, I think, receptions for 20 yards or more. I think he had the most. Miles Sanders is a beast. You know what I mean? But we got to see how we going to utilize this roster and how we going to hold up on some of these holes, man. Listen, Jason Peters gives your quarterback the best sense of security back there right now, period. Jason Peters is your best bet. If you want to keep your quarterback jersey clean, and you don't want bodies falling on top of him, and you want to keep Carson Wentz upright as much as possible, Jason Peters gives you the best bet over Andre Dillard. I'm sorry. That's just the facts. He may be 38 years old, but he still can block. He still can block. You know what I mean? And Jason Peters, man, I would love to have him back, honestly, man. Let's talk about Everson Griffin for a minute, man. I think that's a guy that we should be looking at. I'm not saying it's necessary, but I think if it's one thing the Philadelphia Eagles is always going to be able to do, and that's going to be stopping the run. We're always going to be able to stop the run, but getting pressure on the quarterback is where we lacked because our corners were so bad that our corners were bad. Added to the fact that we weren't getting pressure, and it don't take an NFL wide receiver that long to get open and find a sweet spot. And we played a lot of man, so they didn't have to find a sweet spot. You had to beat your man and let your quarterback have a good enough arm to get the ball out there to you. You know what I mean? And that was a huge part of our downfall, man. But we got a lot of stuff we got to work through still. 12-4 is my final prediction, and I'm sticking to it. If the Philadelphia Eagles remain healthy, we will have 12 wins on the season, and we'll be right back to to where we should be, making the playoffs 4 straight years in a row. You know what I mean? I'm excited, man. I'm excited. The schedule gets easier, though, man. Let me know what you're thinking.